Hi there. I've just finished interviewing Paul Duffield from Eyes on Recruitment, who is in the new series, which is Friends of HR. And I thought there were some really, really useful insights into the world of recruitment. It's allied to HR, and some people who start in an in-house HR role could end up as recruiters themselves. So I thought it was a really interesting delve into what it's all about. So my two big takeaways from it were, firstly, a real clarity around the art of recruitment that I hadn't really thought about in the way that Paul described it. I thought it was really engaging and also really challenging. For some people, it might be just like, this is the magic combination of role that I'd be looking for. So he was talking about, firstly, this understanding of needing to know what it would require within a business to bring skills to bear. So that might be being commercial or diplomatic or fast moving or challenging at the right time. So those kind of personality traits, and then matching that with candidates and having an understanding of how their style and their personality might fit a role. Many of us, when we're applying for jobs, might be frustrated if we're not being put onto a shortlist for a sector that we don't have experience within. But Paul was really advocating the idea to take that away from it being sector specific and much more thinking about what personality and style would be successful in that role. So I thought that was really, really interesting. Maybe it will give you a little bit of salve if you haven't been successful in a role that you thought you should have been. Maybe there was something about style or personality that wasn't a good fit. And the idea of changing your personality, your core personality to fit a role is something that you read a lot about, looking at things like workplace stress or burnouts, that idea of being something that you're not. So I think there's something really interesting to reflect on there. And then my second big takeaway was around the modernisation of HR and where things are going and where things have changed. I asked Paul to reflect on where the HR market was now from that in Leeds of 2005 when he started work as an HR recruiter up in Yorkshire. And there's a real shift towards commerciality, more focus on reward and the talent agenda. EDI is coming back on the table. Again, it was quite big about 15 years ago, but he's seeing an upswing on that again. And this sort of overlap with communication and the colleague experience as it's being described, which has prompted him even to add that extra element into his business to recruit internal comms. So I think lots of really interesting stuff there. And for me, certainly, it was a really interesting lifting of the lid of behind the scenes on what happens in the world of HR recruitment. So I hope you found it as interesting as I did. Do please check out the full episode and the other episodes available in this series. And thanks very much for listening.